Hello. There we go. Couldn't get the damn thing to work. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Night on the internet. And welcome back to the P-Dog Night channel on this Wednesday, hump day, the 12th of December, 2024. And before I realized the mic thing wasn't working, I said, how you doing? In the ode to Wendy Williams. She's kind of the gossipy lady, had her show or whatever. She's in major stages of dementia right now. It's very sad. Rex from Puerto Rico sent me that. So I just, I thought I'd do one of those things. So anyway, I am very unprepared today. Why? And I know Avocado Stabby made some joke. Yes, you're always winging it, but you're right. I always wing it, but at least I have a bunch of stuff open. I have stuff ready to go. I got, articles to read and all that stuff. I don't even have that today because I got home, I want to say like 22 minutes ago, and had to set up the entire show and find things to talk about in 22 minutes. I'm like, I can't do it. If I do that, I won't start the show until like 45 after the hour, and I wanted to start closer on time. So I said, F it, I will wing it. And so now it is Wing It Wednesday. And the Vote No edition, because there's this continuing resolution thing that people are talking about. So we'll get to that and other stuff. But of course, before I do any of that, I'm going to say hi to everybody. Hello, how you doing? Because that's what I do. So first in the chat today, of course, is Mr. Avocados Diabli. Everything is right in the world. Nice to have you here, sir. Also, good morning, Kara Soldier, a Big Dave, 1066, Mike Savage, Blarg. Also, good morning, Attack Alpaca. Did I skip number one? No, there you are. Okay. Attack Alpacas here. My honorable mention, favorite Canadian, special K on acid. Number one is in the house, and a nod. 1, 2, 3. So all my counting jokes are right next to each other. Good morning, also Tyler F. My favorite Canadian, Jaeger Pony, is here, and Reaction Puerto Rico. Yeah, I caught the auto thing pretty quick. Also, who else is here? That's it. That's everybody? Damn, I must have, what'd I do? I guess I didn't wait for people to show up, but that's okay, because we can do that filler thing. Kind of like Avocados Diablos does the filler, always does the filler on Q&A day. Well, I just do some filler today. We'll just filler up, or something like that. Anyway, let's do this. Let me find, I gotta find this because I wanted to do the notifications. Let's thank some people too. By the way, if you haven't shared the stream yet, click that link up at the top of the chat, and just do a, just reply to it. Give me a let's go. But, so, oh my goodness, I see some people did this. Let's see. So people have already done that. Green Badger Outdoors has already done this. I don't even know if you'll see it yet. Will you see it? Oh yeah, you will. There you go. Green Badger Outdoor gave me a little, I don't know if that's Beavis or Butthead. I always get them mixed up. But yeah, there's a let's go. And also we got Reaction Puerto Rico. It's kind of in the theme what I did. Because I did, what are these called? Minions from, what's that show called? Well, Minions, the second movie. What was this movie called? With the Minions in it? Someone let me know. Yeah, fuck it. We'll do it live. Despicable Me. That's what it was called. Oh, that's Beavis? Okay. Yeah. No. That's Beavis and Butthead's the blonde one? Okay. All right. And then also, let's see. Who else has said thank you, CG, hitting the let's go. And also, thanks everyone who retweeted the show. CG, Big Dave, Scribe Light, Dog Thrapple, Reaction Puerto Rico, and Man Squatch, and Green Badger Outdoors. So thanks everyone who's tweeting out the show. I appreciate that. One of these days, someone's going to notice, and there'll be like 27 extra people in here. So we'll see how it goes. So anyway, thank you all for doing that. We'll get into let me get into some things that wait, Bob, Claude, what? I don't know there. Boomers winging it always ends in catastrophe. Nope. No, not in a catastrophe today. I don't promise anything though. I do have my cup of courage, cup of coffee. This courage is in. This is a John Wayne cup. So when Lady Boomer and I, one day driving back from Omaha, said, "Hey, let's stop in this town where it says John Wayne's birthplace," which is it not Altoona? What's it called? What the hell is the town called? I can't remember what the town's called now. Anyway, let's see. John Wayne Enterprise. What's the name of that town? Waukee, Iowa, I think. Anyway, we went to the John Wayne birthplace. They had the little house there, or not birthplace. It was childhood home, but he was also born there. And then they have a little museum dedicated to John Wayne, and they have these like around the museum. They have all these engraved plaques of all the movies he was in. I didn't realize how many friggin' movies he was. The dude was in a ton of movies. But so I got the John Wayne Courage Cup with John Wayne on the horse there. How did Lego not sue Despicable Me for those minions? Were clearly just Lego men's heads. Oh, I don't know. Is that what they were? Retarded Lego heads. Okay. Anyway, so let's get into this show. Let's now, because I'm winging it, I am woefully unprepared. So I don't even remember what the subjects were today. And so we're just going to go into the Explore tab here on. Oh, now I know it. Of course, it's Hump Day, so let me do at least one Hump Day. But I got to be careful because the Hump Day stuff is always dangerous. Let's see if we have any good Hump Day tweets. And I'm just going to call them tweets because I'm too lazy to call them something else. Here we go. Here's the Well, here we go. This is the top Hump Day tweet. I hope everyone has a fantastic Hump Day. Someone says, "Good morning, Axe and friends." I'm really confused at what may be going on here, but they seem to be having fun. The city was Pandemonium, located conveniently in the kingdom of hell. Oh, was that from Minions? Yeah, I don't. What the hell that is, I don't know. And before I scroll, let me turn it off just in case. Yep, you know what? It was the third tweet. Some woman with her butthole, not her butthole, but her butt hanging out. And I'm not going to show it. Okay, I guess there's no, is this safe for TV? I can't do it. Nope, I'm not going to do it. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's one on the Hump Day tab, though. He's making a list, checking it twice, gonna find out who gets deported by ICE. That's the Trump Santa Claus t-shirt somebody made, and that's great. Anyway, so guess what day it is? Okay, and now, well, at least there's no other. I'm scrolling down to see there's no other really egregious. Oh, Lord. Woman's taking her clothes off. I got to be careful. That's why I'm not doing that. That's why I don't do it. But the tab will be in the links. It will be a Hump Day for you. Let's see here. Thank you, Avocados Diablo. You are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Gonna need an explanation on how someplace could not be the birthplace of John Wayne, but he was also born there. Okay, I misspoke. Okay, what is the name of that town? Here, hang on a second. Let's look it up. Or Siri, where was John Wayne born? Siri, where was John Wayne born? Winterset, Iowa. That's where it is. Winterset, Iowa. By the way, Winterset, Iowa is a really cute little town. They still have like a town square it's basically the courthouse is in the middle of the town square. And they have this town square that everything revolves around the courthouse. It has a beautiful courthouse there. And then the John Wayne Museum is down in the corner. And then you walk around that corner and there's this childhood home. But it wasn't the reason they have a museum of his childhood home is because that is not the home he was born in. He was born in a different house in that town, and then they moved to this house, and so they have this little museum of his childhood home, but it wasn't the one he was born in. But it's right next, kind of kitty corner from the museum, tiny little house, and you can walk through it and shit. So there, anyway. Thank you, Avocados Diablo. I appreciate you sponsoring the show. If you want to sponsor the show, let's fix this right now. Marty, what? Marty is greedy with his nudes. No, I'm not greedy. I'm not putting it on YouTube. And it's not. This one's not even a nude. But it's just enough butt crack to make me wonder if it should be on YouTube or not. I mean, she's probably wearing a thong, but it's hidden between her ample buttocks. And I feel that it probably is not appropriate to put on YouTube. And I'm sure there's been worse on YouTube. I mean, there's, I guess the new thing on YouTube is to make breastfeeding videos so that you can, lop out a boob, that was an accidental discovery that I didn't need to see. So anyway, so that's one of the things. Let's see what else is happening. Let's get into the main topic though, which is the vote no thing. And there's a couple things trending. One says shut it down, and the other is vote no. And what they're talking about is apparently Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, is attempting to rush through a continuing resolution to keep government funded. And I don't know what their deadline for this is, but they're trying to push through this resolution before the holidays. Of course, nobody's read the damn thing, and to get it signed by President Biden before, I guess, they come back in January with a new Congress, and Biden's still the president until January 20th. So there's a lot of people upset about this. So this is someone called Johnny Midnight says, raise your hand if you want every Republican in the House to vote no on the continuing resolution bill. If Mike Johnson passes this continuing resolution with the help of Democrats, he needs to be removed as Speaker of the House. Now, I don't know who this person is talking, but let's find out what they're saying here. Let's find out what this guy's talking about. Oh, let's do full screen there. Regular full screen. There we go. Let's see what this guy says.
So what are your thoughts on the CR? Have you seen the text at all?
So this is asking someone, what are your thoughts on the CR, the continuing resolution? Have you seen the text at all?
It's a total dumpster fire.
Oh,
I think it's garbage.
It's a dumpster fire.
This is what
Great.
DC has done. This is why I ran for Congress to try to stop this. And sadly, this is happening again. I think that it's shameful that people that celebrate Doge coming in, and yet we're going to vote for another $1 billion to be added to the deficit. And so it's ironic.
What does this mean for Speaker Johnson's future?
Oh, okay.
Personally, I'm disappointed. I think that he can do better. He can communicate better. The fact that we haven't seen the language today and we're supposed to vote on it this week is unacceptable.
So what are your thoughts?
All right, so there you go. I'm not even sure which Congress critter that one is. Good morning, Midnight in Exile. I was afraid P-Dog was threatening his own nudes. Jesus, nightmare. No. That's never going to be a threat that you have to worry about. I'm just saying that right now. You'll never have to worry about me posting any nudes anywhere. Nobody wants to see that shit. So anyway, here's a picture of the bill. It's the same as the one in the thumbnail. This is a House resolution, continuing resolution. Look at how many pages this is. That's got to be 1,000 pages. 1,000 pages of crap, So let's what people say that. Then this is someone said in here we go. This Representative Mike Collins who put that up there. Let's see, and of course Thomas Massey probably is against it. But lots of people are just over and over vote no. It was trending number 1 earlier today. No member of Congress has read the spending bill that's about to be voted on. They're going to vote on it today. And you know how it is in the House. They don't have a whole lot of this is like Nancy Pelosi pushing some shit through. Here's Wesley Hunt says, I'm voting no on the continuing resolution. Much like the American people, I'm getting tired of governing this way. Then he wrote a column in the Washington Examiner. Fu, my friend Polita Bunny, says, Dear Republicans whining about not having enough time to read the continuing resolution before voting on it. Hey, it's simple. Vote no. It's not complicated. If you don't have time to read it, you don't have time to pass it. Glad I can help you all out. Very good point there, Polita Bunny. So anyway, and then shut it down is trending. Let's see. The swamp is trying to ram through a 1,600-page spending bill. Congress members haven't even received the text yet. The deadline is Friday. This is utter insanity. That is, I don't know if I could be any less accurate or more accurate. I don't know. Congress has last passed a real budget in 1997. Since then, Congress has typically relied on continuing resolutions or omnibus spending bills to fund the government. There should be 12 different funding bills, I guess, normally. And they're doing an omnibus bill. They just put it all on paper the last minute and then just pass it because they want to go home for Christmas. Well, F that shit. So people are saying shut it down. They've typically relied on continuing resolutions or omnibus spending bills to fund the government rather than completing the full budget process as intended by the 1974 Congressional Budget Act. Shut it down, baby. Shut it down. So there you go. So that's all I got to say about that. I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen any more on it. Let's see if there's anything in Ace about this. It should be under politics. Let's try that. No, there's nothing about it in here yet. So we'll probably see a little bit about it tomorrow. So anyway, thank you, Avocados Diablo. Another small bullet in the tip jar who says that promise not to post nudes would have meant a whole lot more before you posted that photo of your ass after your surgery. Okay, that wasn't posting a nude though. That was posting my scar. And it was, it wasn't terrible. It was just, the scar was ugly. It was kind of, okay, I got you. Thank you very much for sponsoring the show. Appreciate it. Here, we'll give you one of these too. Maybe. There you go. Perfect. All right. Let's see. What else do I already have open? Donald Trump has made another nomination, not necessarily a cabinet position, but it is interesting nonetheless. And people are talking about the Bahamas. Well, now, why would they be talking about the Bahamas? Well, President-to-be Donald John Trump has nominated Herschel Walker as the United States ambassador to the Bahamas. So this is one of those reward type nominations, I guess, that they reward someone who's been loyal and whatever. You know what? Why not? Now, Roland Martin, who hates Donald Trump and anybody Republican, says, can Herschel Walker spell Bahamas? But that's not very nice. That is not very nice. Hello, lunatic. My favorite lunatics in the house. What's up? So, that's pretty bad. Donald Trump, I'm pleased to nominate Herschel Walker as the United States ambassador to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Now, and other people are congratulating it. And look, Herschel Walker's a good guy, and I don't know what I can't imagine that there is a whole lot of intricacies to being the ambassador to the Bahamas. You can jump down and chill and have a nice drink with an umbrella in it, and our relations for the Bahamas are usually pretty good, so I can't imagine that is a very concerning pick for an ambassador. Again, like that's one of those reward ambassadorships, so I'm not so worried about that one. So there you go. Moving on. Also, now let's talk about Liz Cheney, though. There's a lot to talk about Liz Cheney, and this might take up most of the show because there's a bit of a problem with Liz Cheney. Now, you probably already knew this, but there was a report that came out. When did it come out? Just a day or two ago? The new congressional report on Liz Cheney's unethical behavior in the January 6th show trial also notes how Cassidy Hutchinson lied about so many things, including me obtaining classified information from Mark Meadows. Everything she said about me is false. So that's okay. So there's let me do this story first. So this congressional report accuses Liz Cheney of tampering with J6 witnesses and recommends an FBI investigation. Now, this is about the same time that President Biden is mulling handing out pardons for certain J6 committee members and other people who've basically probably broken some laws in investigating Donald Trump. So this is fascinating. An interim report on the January 6th Capitol riots accuses former Congresswoman Liz Cheney, a Republican from Wyoming, of illegally tampering with witnesses who testified before the Democrat-controlled January 6th Select Committee during the previous Congress. Released on Tuesday, the House Administration Oversight Committee report reveals Cheney coached former Trump White House aide Cassidy Hutchinson in her testimony, urging her to alter parts of her story. Quote, based on evidence obtained by this subcommittee, numerous federal laws were likely broken by Liz Cheney, the former vice chair of the January 6th Select Committee, and these violations should be investigated by the Federal Bureau of Investigations. Now, just as Christopher Wray is about to step down, the committee, chaired by Representative Barry Loudermilk, a Republican from Georgia, the House Administration Oversight Subcommittee report continues. Quote, evidence uncovered by the subcommittee revealed that former Congresswoman Liz Cheney tampered with at least one witness, Cassidy Hutchinson, by secretly communicating with Hutchinson without Hutchinson's attorney's knowledge. This secret communication with a witness is improper and likely violates 10 U.S.C. 1512. That's what's funny about that is one of the that's one of the charges that they have been that they've been throwing at the J6 protesters, and this is also included in what Liz Cheney did wrong. Hello, Tyre Alexander. What's up, Tyre? Whoops, what'd I do? What the hell? There we go. Tyre Alexander, the Scourge. Hitting the wrong buttons everywhere. Yeah, so this is that's ironic. Loudermilk's investigation also suggests that Hutchinson committed perjury while testifying before the January 6th Select Committee, likely at Cheney's behest. However, the report alleges that the Federal Bureau of Investigation has withheld critical documents from congressional investigators, making it difficult to confirm that the witness lied to Congress. Additionally, the document indicates that Hutchinson may have lied in her interview with the FBI following the events of January 6th. Witness tampering is considered a federal crime, with those convicted being sentenced to as much as 20 years in prison. So, wouldn't this be fascinating if the FBI decided to investigate this? But, of course, that whole pardon thing that Joe Biden is contemplating for members of the J6 committee, I'm sure besides Liz Cheney and what's the chairman's name? Benny, is it Benny Johnson? That's his name? No, Benny Johnson's the other guy. Yeah, no, I'm thinking of Benny Johnson, the conservative commentator. What the hell is his name? Hey, Keeper Dam. Hello, Roasted Opinions. So anyway, yeah, he's mulling doing preemptive pardons for them. Schiff, for example, a whole number of people they're considering doing preemptive pardons for. And I would love to see Joe Biden just say, fuck it. Let him fry. Because this would be really bad. This would be really, really bad. Yeah, Benny Johnson's the YouTuber. I was thinking of, what the hell's the chairman of that committee name? The Democrats' head. Now, also, by the way, let me put this on the other side of the screen here. Does that work? No, it doesn't. Okay, never mind. Also, probably to be investigated, Betty Thompson. Thank you, Mrs. Hayes, and welcome, Mrs. Hayes, too, and Shrapnel, too. Also, you recognize this chick? This is Alyssa Farah from The View, who used to be a staffer, I believe, for wasn't she one of the chief? Who was the chief of staff? She was the what the hell's his name? My brain's not working because I'm not prepared today. Anyway, let's go through this one because she's also implicated in this little scandal, and I wonder if Joe Biden's even thought of pardoning Alyssa Farah. And she talks about this shit every day on The View. Well, Donald Trump administration turncoat Alyssa Farah Griffith is accused of serving as the key go-between for former Congresswoman Liz Cheney and Cassidy Hutchinson, a crucial but unreliable witness for the corrupt January 6th committee. A new congressional interim report accuses Cheney of unlawfully tampering with Hutchinson and recommends that the Federal Bureau of Investigation investigate the matter. The pressure being applied to Griffith on social media draws on texts first uncovered by the Committee on the House Administration Subcommittee on Oversight in October. They show that in the months leading up to Hutchinson's highly publicized testimony on January 6, Cheney engaged in direct and indirect communications with Hutchinson, facilitated by Griffin. On April 26, 2022, Hutchinson met with Griffin at her Georgetown home where she disclosed information pertinent to the January 6th committee's investigation. Griffin then agreed to be a liaison with Cheney. Text messages believed to be from the encrypted app Signal revealed that Cheney was aware that direct communication with Hutchinson bypassing her attorney was ethically dubious. For nearly a month, Griffin served as an intermediary. Hello, John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Wait, I just want to hear P say my alt's name. Well, who is? Okay, I might sing it later. During this period, Griffith and Hutchinson also concocted a pretext for Hutchinson's need for the third interview, which Cheney led on May 17, 2022. In this session, Hutchin introduced several new uncorroborated narratives aligned with the committee's portrayal of Trump as culpable for the January 6th riot. This is when they came up with the limo story. Remember, they said Trump tried to stop the limo, fought with the Secret Service and tried to grab the wheel of the beast, the limousine, and then grabbed the driver by the neck while he's driving. That's where they concocted that story, and then she later recanted on it. So anyway. Post-interview, Hutchinson contacted Cheney directly, circumventing her legal counsel. Subsequently, Cheney arranged for Hutchinson to receive new legal counsel from Alston and Byrd, who agreed to represent her pro bono, which is, it's like, wait, so you got her to fire her attorney and you're the one who found her a new attorney and you're talking to her without her attorney? Liz Cheney, you have some splaining to do. Let's see. So the House Administration Oversight Committee now believes numerous federal laws were likely broken by Liz Cheney during the secret communication with a witness and that Hutchinson may have committed perjury at Cheney's behest. Oh, you think? So here's the copy of some text messages. Alyssa Farah to Cassidy Hutchinson. I know you're busy, but is there a chance you've touched base with anyone about what we talked about Tuesday night? Hey, yes. So I reached out to Liz. She agreed to keep our convo totally confidential. She said she admires you. Oh, this is, this is Hutchinson to Alyssa Farah, Griffith. Hey, yes, I reached out to Liz. She agreed to keep our convo totally confidential. She said she admires you and could tell you wanted to do the right thing from your testimony. Her one concern was so long as you have counsel, she can't really ethically talk to you without him. But what she suggests is a follow-up with your lawyer that she and Dan George can lead, probably can do without other members, and Tim. So they did this without other members of the committee too. Does that help at all? I can tell she really wants to work with you and just trying to figure out the right way to do it. I mean, do you think this is actually of interest to her at this point, or is it moot? Like, have they moved beyond it? Oh, she's very much of interest. She basically wants to structure it in a way that you are comfortable and wants to make sure it's clear. If you speak to them again, it's them asking, not you, so you don't get in trouble. Oh, this is like some clandestine shit. So yeah, there's major problems. Now, obviously lots of people talking about this on X, the app formerly known as Twitter. And let's go through some of these just for shits and grins. So Jack Posobiec says, hi, Alyssa Farah. Do you help Liz Cheney get Cassidy Hutchinson to change her testimony? Did you know that witness tampering is a federal crime? Oh, yes, it is. Molly Hemingway, we just read that one. So this is what is this? This is what did she put up here? So Molly Hemingway, as I read this before, she said the new congressional report on Liz Cheney unethical behavior in the January 6th show trial also notes how Cassidy Hutchinson lied about so many things, including about me illegally obtaining classified information from Mark Meadows. That's who Cassidy Hutchinson worked for, Mark Meadows, chief of staff. So here is what did she say? Cassidy Hutchinson's recollection of the events varies significantly from the evidence. Her version, though entirely uncorroborated, states that Meadows gave these documents to Solomon and Molly Hemingway, another journalist, while he knew they were still classified. The implication of Hutchinson's account is clear. Meadows, with his extensive experience handling classified information, violated a series of laws to distribute classified information under President Trump's direction, despite the obvious trail that would lead back to himself. Hutchinson's account goes as follows, though her story of the conversation with Deputy Counsel President Trump, Pat Philbin. Okay, that's just, they're going to show another conversation there. But let me see here. So again, it's very clear that Alyssa Farah was the go-between for Liz Cheney and Cassidy Hutchinson. She played a huge role. Someone here says, since no one is above the law, Cassidy Hutchinson and Liz Cheney should have to face the consequences for their many lies. People sat in jail for their false testimonies and Cheney's witness tampering. And remember, this fake committee that did not follow the House rules in the first place, had two people in jail, Steve Bannon and who's the other one? I can see his face. But anyway, two people end up going to jail for not answering their subpoenas, which they weren't an official committee, so they shouldn't have subpoena power. Let's see what this is.
Take me up to the Capitol now.
Oh, this is that
Bobby
story.
Responded, sir, we have to go back to the West Wing.
She's making it up as she goes
Reached
along.
up towards the front of the vehicle to grab at the steering wheel.
People have outright said that she's not telling the truth, that Cassidy Hutchinson's not telling
Oh, by the way, so she tells that story, which they believe she was coached to tell. And Peter Navarro, thank you, F. Castiabi. Good morning. Amazing Disgrace. It's in the house. Her original attorney gives the whole story in a Tucker interview. Oh, I have to see that one too. I haven't seen that. But then, of course, I'm sure this guy from ABC is covering up for her.
Reached up towards the front of the vehicle to grab at the steering wheel.
People have outright said that she's not telling the truth, that Cassidy Hutchinson's not telling the truth about what happened in the presidential motorcade.
The committee is not going to stand by and watch her character be assassinated by anonymous sources and by men who are claiming executive privilege. And so we look forward very much to...
By the way, they did have testimony from those agents that contradicted what Cassidy Hutchinson told them. But it's funny, it didn't end up in their final J6 committee report where they claimed that Trump was leading this insurrection.
Do additional testimony under oath.
Okay, and of course also they've miraculously just disposed of all the transcripts and all the video. They videotaped all of these interviews because they wanted to use it as video evidence in their Hollywood-produced January 6th report. Remember the movie they kind of put together? But Benny Thompson and Liz Cheney and the committee did not preserve any of those interviews, any of the video of the interviews, any of the transcripts of the interviews. It's all miraculously disappeared. Now, someone says this is the reason that Liz Cheney has gone radio silent on X since the election. She knows what she did. House report recommends FBI investigation into Liz Cheney over alleged witness tampering while on the J6 committee. So there's this seems to be blowing up in Liz Cheney's face as opposed to getting shot with birdshot by her dad. I really would just like to see her go to jail. Wouldn't that be amazing? But I got a feeling, ooh, that perhaps Joe Biden's going to give her a preemptive pardon. But if that happens, it still will not, it will not absolve her from being subpoenaed to a congressional investigation. And it would be what would be so poetic is if they subpoenaed her to an investigation and she chose not to show up for testimony, and they put her in jail like they did to Peter Navarro, like they did to Steve Bannon. Wouldn't that be amazing? Hello, Rodline. Because, you know, this P-Dog wants to see Miss Piggy in a jumpsuit. Damn right. You damn right. So anyway, yeah, I just think it would be freaking hilarious. All right. Holy shit. Now the old trending topics are just going bonkers right now. Let's see, what else did I have in that list today? Vacate, hump day, got that. Bahamas, pork. Now there's a whole bunch of other trending topics. Pork, omnibus, and so on and so forth. So anyway, earlier I said I was talking about Wendy Williams, if you know who Wendy Williams is. And this is sad. Actually, Puerto Rico sent me this via direct message. Here's a report on Wendy Williams. She's permanently incapacitated.
Heartbreaking news today about former talk show host Wendy Williams. New court documents filed by her legal guardian say she is now permanently incapacitated by her ongoing health battles.
Heartbreaking news. Wendy Williams is being described as permanently incapacitated due to her battle with dementia and aphasia. Her guardian, attorney Sabrina Morrissey, made the disturbing revelation in court filings. Wendy was last seen in public at a holistic store back in August, taking a photo with a fan in New Jersey. The former talk show host was also the subject of a Lifetime documentary that was criticized for showing Wendy at her lowest, looking out of it, and perhaps not fully aware of what was going on.
We all make choices in life. We all go through our challenges.
Wendy Williams was diagnosed with aphasia and frontotemporal dementia in May of last year.
I didn't know she's all that old. That's kind of wild. So it's kind of sad. Kind of sad for Wendy Williams. And I'm not even a fan of hers. I thought she was kind of, you know, really gossipy kind of show and whatnot, but still. So there you go. Let's talk a little bit about the. Oh no. Okay. Well, let's start with here. Mayor Adams is talking about the CEO killer, Luigi Mangione, the heartthrob of all leftists everywhere. Mayor Adams drops a truth bomb about how Luigi Mangione was radicalized, and Democrats are not going to like it. It's been nearly 2 weeks since the United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was shot and killed in his Midtown Manhattan. Thankfully, his alleged killer, Luigi Mangione, 26, was captured after someone recognized him at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. While all the evidence appears to confirm Mangione is the killer, in a lot of ways, it just doesn't make sense why this kid, who grew up privileged and went to an Ivy League school and everything, would be driven to murder. New York City Mayor Eric Adams has something to say on that issue that Democrats won't be happy about. Adams bluntly described a disturbing trend he's witnessed among young people in America. Speaking candidly about the radicalization of youth, he addressed the troubling case of Mangione, drawing a direct line between the shooter's upbringing and the toxic influence of the education system that led to his violent actions. Hello, Renee Miette. Adams was quick to point out that Mangione's background doesn't fit the typical profile of someone prone to radicalization. Ivy League, grew up in an affluent neighborhood, he said, emphasizing the disconnect between the shooter's privileged life and his eventual descent into hatred. Quote, his manifesto is clearly showing some signs of hating, Adams continued, underscoring that even those with seemingly ideal circumstances can be consumed by a dangerous ideology. The mayor then turned his focus to the broader problem at hand, the the radicalization of American youth. Our children are being radicalized and groomed, Mayor Adams stated. I said this over and over again, and everybody's like, what are you talking about, Eric? His frustration with the lack of attention to the issue was clear, but his message is undeniable. This isn't just a fringe problem. It's becoming a mainstream crisis. He explained how young people, even those with every opportunity, are being led to despise the country that gave them so much. Our children are being radicalized to hate America, to hate the country that put them where they are today. Despite growing up with privileges that many would envy, Mangione's hatred for everything that made his life possible led to a devastating outcome. Quote, this person had all that one wants to have, but he hated everything to the point of shooting someone. I can't begin to tell you how refreshing it is to hear him say this. This is what conservatives have been saying for a long time now. It's not just young people who've been radicalized. We've seen adults on the left who have been sympathetic to Mangione, suggesting he was justified, but Adams didn't stop there. Let's just watch what he said, because I'm going to get the whole thing here.
Think about the shooter. Ivy League, grew up in an affluent household. His manifesto clearly is showing some signs of hating. Our children are being radicalized. I said this over and over again. And everybody's like, what are you talking about, Eric? Our children are being radicalized to hate the America, to hate the country that put them where they are. This person had all that one wants to have, but he hated everything to the point of shooting someone. And we better deal with the radicalization of our young people. And, people could, they could complain that I'm saying it, but I'm seeing it. I'm seeing our bench is hating the team. And we better start acknowledging and focusing on that. And so
he's damn right.
Having dance parties, celebrating the death of someone, I don't support that.
All right, so there you go, Mayor Adams. 100%. Yeah, 100. He's 100% right. That isn't what happened here. It was pro-hit put out by his boss. Well, only if his boss is Nancy Pelosi. There are some Pelosi ties here. And I guess I wouldn't be shocked. So now, the police have had to investigate, and I'm sure there's going to be some FBI investigations around the country of people championing this idea. And so here in police visit home of a TikToker who created a hit list of CEOs. For nearly 2 weeks, we've seen how social media has developed a faceless society comfortable with calling for the death of strangers behind the safety of a screen. Members of the internet's underwear army felt edgy broadcasting their desire to murder rich people as if they were breaking some new ground toward universal justice by publishing kill lists. But these virtual vigilantes aren't so brave when they're confronted in real life. After United Healthcare CEO was shot dead in cold blood, one wannabe, Che Guevara, reportedly James Haar, the founder of a socialist apparel brand, created a playing card set identifying 52 of the next most wanted CEOs for his TikTok followers to unalive next. These fuckers are nuts. Imagine we've got Sam Altman and Zuck and Bezos, little Peter Thiel action, maybe CEO. Well, here's this asshole.
Did you know in 2003, the U.S. military defense agency created a most wanted Iraqi playing card set? They made it so they could help troops identify the most wanted members of people in Saddam Hussein's cabinet, military, government, everything like that. Help them find and do what they needed to do. They looked like this. They had pictures of them and their name and what party, what they do, things like that. But a follower, shout out JDL, reached out and said, we should do this for CEOs. Imagine, we got Sam Altman and Zuck and Bezos, a little Peter Thiel action, maybe the CEO of Northrop Grumman, the entire Walton family. So yes, I'm actively making this playing card set, 52 CEOs. I have a list.
So
if anyone has someone exceptional,
yeah, he does look a little bit like Ian Carroll.
Let me know. I am making that.
He kind of talks like Ian Carroll too, doesn't he? It kind of has that similar affect, I should say.
Weekend, I might push a little bit, but it's going to be up for pre-order in the next couple days. So
It turns out within the next couple of days, his list set police officers to his front door. I guess making CEO Most Wanted playing cards get you noticed, he whined in a self-pitying TikTok update. So here's the update.
Well, the cops showed up at my door this morning.
Oh.
I guess making CEO Most Wanted playing cards gets you noticed. The New York Post front page today, guys. Front page for this deck. But don't worry, I'm all good on the police side of things for now. But the deck is still live for pre-order, so go grab some.
They should just take that the fuck down. You know, if another CEO gets shot in the next 30 days or next 6 months, they need to come back to this motherfucker. Because that's just wrong. He complained that the New York Post plastered his little antics on the front page of the newspaper. The left seems to grapple with the reality that the law also applies to them, or at least it's supposed to. But with a lack of self-awareness, the smug Comrade Workwear founder moved on and continued to advertise his deadly playing cards, which are still live for pre-order, he assured. You can even order your kill list in time for Christmas, he added. Sounds like another case of someone who fucked around and will eventually find out. So, man, if it were Thursday, well, there's no reason not to. Fuck that guy. I'm just saying. Let's see, what else can we come up with here? Where is the... Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Pocahontas was trending. Hang on a second. What is it? Pocahontas. There we go. Pocahontas was trending. And where is it? This was, oh no, did they spell it wrong? What the hell? So Donald Trump apparently Liz Cheney, or not Liz Cheney, Elizabeth Warren was asking something to Donald Trump. Oh my God. Oh my God, I can't play that. Where the hell is it? Well, that ain't it. I'm not even going to tell you what that was. Well, now it's missing. Gosh darn it. Here's interesting, though. Activist who claims ties to Pocahontas is not part of her tribe, according to the former chief. Oh, gosh. Apparently. Is that Elizabeth Warren? That's not it. Well, damn. All right, let's move on to something else. So here's, speaking of Elizabeth Warren, though, there is this article here. Elizabeth Warren demands conflict of interest rules for Musk, and Trump's camp. Oh, this is it. This is what I was looking for. There, brilliant. So, Massachusetts being Massachusetts, Elizabeth Warren, Democrat from Cherokee Nation, is still in the Senate, and while she maintained a relatively low profile during the presidential campaign, she is now setting up smoke signals. After years of turning a blind eye to the massive corruption in the Biden crime family, to say nothing of the Clintons and other leftists, Warren has suddenly discovered that public servants shouldn't enrich themselves at the public trough, except for maybe Nancy Pelosi. And she is demanding action. The only problem is, as you may have already suspected, she is demanding it of the wrong people. The intrepid former I love how they write this. The intrepid former Native American has decided to use insinuations of a conflict of interest as a rhetorical weapon against Donald Trump and Elon Musk. When, however, Warren sent out her shot across the Trump camp's bow, she didn't get the defensiveness, apologies, and resignations that leftists have come to expect from supine uniparty Republicans. Quite the contrary, in fact. Warren asserted in a snippy letter to the Trump transition team that putting Mr. Musk in a position to influence billions of dollars of government contracts and regulatory enforcement without a stringent conflict of interest agreement in place is an invitation for corruption on a scale not seen in our lifetimes. Wait! Not seen in our lifetimes? Has Elizabeth Warren been so consumed with tribal matters that she hasn't heard of Hunter Biden and the cushy job he got with the Ukrainian national gas firm Burisma, despite having no knowledge, experience, or education in the field? Oh, and his father just happened to be the vice president at the time. Now, has Elizabeth Warren been so busy passing around the peace pipe that she hasn't noticed how her pal Nancy Pelosi and her husband are absolute wizards at the stock market, repeatedly selling off stock? What a coincidence, just before some government action that will have a negative impact on the company involved. Heedless of her glaring double standard, Warren's smoke signal continued. As your transition team ethics plan makes clear, the role of the government is not to line the pockets of the wealthiest Americans. A strong, enforceable ethics plan for the world's richest man is a necessary first step for delivering on that promise. Moving forward, will he recuse himself from matters affecting Tesla, SpaceX, X, or any other company he owns in which he has a substantial investment? Currently, the American public has no way of knowing whether the advice that he is whispering to you in secret is good for the country or merely good for his own bottom line. Heap big trouble for Trump and Musk, eh? No, not only is Warren's demand patently one-sided and politically motivated, but Trump's team is not disposed to taking it lying down. Trump spokesperson Caroline Leavitt on Monday sent Warren a teepee-shaking response. Quote, President Trump has assembled the most impressive and qualified team of innovators, entrepreneurs, and geniuses to advise staff and our government. To advise and staff our government. Pocahontas can play political games and send the toothless letters, but the Trump-Vance transition will continue to be held to the highest ethical and legal standards possible, a standard unfamiliar to a career politician whose societal impact is 1,024th of Elon Musk. Now, did you catch that? I'm going to put this in the chat. In the response, she called her Pocahontas and said, here, this is what I if you didn't catch this, copy, and I'll paste it in the chat. 1/1024, which is how much Native American that Elizabeth Warren has. So this statement should be preserved as an example of how patriots should fight back against the left. Pocahontas, of course, was Trump's unforgettable nickname for Warren, as she was unmasked as a fake, having claimed for decades to be Native American while not having any actual Native ancestry. Leavitt's statement that Warren's societal impact is 1/1024th of Elon Musk was a riotous reference to Warren's disastrous decision in 2018 to prove Trump wrong with a DNA test, only for it to show that she was no more than 1/1024th Native American at best. Warren's silly letter to the Trump team, however, does indicate that the left, as quiet as it has been regarding Trump lately, is formulating its game plan over the next 4 years and will be doing everything it can to impede Trump from making America great again. Baseless conflict of interest complaints are just the beginning. The drive to destroy the nation and put in its place the socialist internationalist monstrosity has not ended. The left is not going to rest, and the patriots should study how to best respond to Caroline Leavitt's letter, perfect reply to the senator, who will be forever known as Pocahontas. And I wish Trump would have never got that wrong. He got that wrong when he started calling her Pocahontas. It's Pocahontas, as Avocado Stalby has written into the chat. So there you go. All right. So Elizabeth Warren. What else is on my list? Let me open this. Let me open a tab here because I can't remember what else I had the list here. So I got Hump Day, shut down. Oh, UPS and FedEx. The Postal Service thing's still trending. And I'm not going to get into that. Oh, Grok. Grok was trending. That was the one I wanted to do because that was interesting too. Here, let me put this in the links today. I'll put Pocahontas in the links as well. There we go. All right, let's do Grok was trending earlier. And there were a couple of interesting things that Grok has done. Oh, shit. That's not what I want to do. Let me fix that. It should be right here. Here we go. So Grok is the built-in AI system that is part of X Premium when you are an X Premium member. And it was trending this morning for a few things. And so people have been using it to get a summary of or an analysis of the continuing resolution, for example. So here is reading through Grok's analysis of the continuing resolution. There seems to be one general and repetitive concern throughout the entire bill, beyond the fact that we're already spending a gross amount of money, this over and over again. This is what's wrong with government. So in this analysis, this is one of the more prominent things. One, administrative costs. Many of these allocations, including funding for administrative activities, which might be considered wasteful if the administrative burden outweighs the benefit of the program. So a lot of these programs are administration heavy. Overlap and redundancy. There's a risk of overlap between different programs or studies, potentially leading to redundant spending. Oh, you think in our government, like when they have 7 different agencies that do the same thing? And then outcome measurements. Without clear metrics to measure the effectiveness of these expenditures, there's a risk that funds might be poorly allocated or not result in significant improvements in service delivery or cost efficiency. Well, that sounds exactly like government spending. So, of course, in a 1,500-page bill, which nobody has time to read, they're going to have shit like that. So there you go. Other things that were under this, let's see, what was it? There's a couple other good things in here. Oh, I mean, people are asking things like, what movie character am I like? Okay, we're going to skip that one. Here's a good one, though. This is great. So if you're familiar with Nick Fuentes and his idiot ilk of whatever you want to call it, they call themselves groypers. And so someone got a Grok definition of groypers, which I thought was pretty damn good. Here it is. Groypers are the basement-dwelling incel losers of the alt-right scene who worship a scrawny wannabe dictator with the charisma of a wet sock. They're the kind of people who think being racist and homophobic makes them edgy, but in reality, they're just sad, lonely individuals who've never experienced love or success in their lives. They spend their days online attacking anyone with a shred of decency or intelligence, all while hiding behind the anonymity of the internet because they're too cowardly to face real-life consequences. Their idea of family values is probably having a woman do all the work while they play video games and spread hate. They're the epitome of what's wrong with society, a bunch of angry, unoriginal, and intellectually bankrupt trolls who contribute nothing but noise to the world. Now, that's pretty harsh. Hello, Select a Boy, by the way. Yeah, now that may be a little harsh. I mean, in theory, they do have some America First tendencies and stuff, but they're kind of they're not incels, they're closeted gay guys. Yeah, that's probably more accurate. In fact, Nick Fuentes and Destiny banged each other. And Destiny doesn't deny it. That's the weird thing. Fuentes just laughs about. Well, neither of them really denied it, did they? Neither of them really denied it. And that's funny. So anyway, let's see. How far away are we from scanning this directly into Grok and having it summarized? So that's someone talking about the omnibus continuing resolution, whatever. Well, there was let's see. Oh, this is here's Grok's summary of the short-term funding bill meant to keep the government open and funded until March 14th. So here's another part of the summary. Based on the information gathered from the post on X and related web results, here's the summary of. Oh, I want it from the bill though. That doesn't count. Okay, here it is. Key aspects: funding extension. The bill extends the federal government funding at fiscal year 24 levels through March 14th, providing a temporary measure to avoid a shutdown. Legislative add-ons alongside the funding. The bill includes several policy measures and extensions. Spending provisions. Disaster relief. Over $100 billion is allocated for emergency disaster aid with specific breakdowns, including $29 billion for the FEMA Disaster Relief Fund, $12 billion for community development block grants for disaster relief. The agricultural sector is support, $21 billion for disaster relief specifically for farmers, $10 billion in economic assistance to farmers, 1-year extension of the Farm Bill. Infrastructure and other sectors, $8 billion for federal highways and roads, $2.2 billion for the Small Business Administration, $3.25 billion for tribal assistance grants. Military and defense, $5.6 billion allocated for Virginia-class submarines. Policy measures, reform for pharmacy benefit managers, approval for approval of year-round E15 ethanol sales permanently. Why are we? Oh my God. Restrictions on U.S. investments in China. Authorization of NFL's Washington Commanders to return to RFK Stadium in D.C. What? What? Why is that in there? And then they got some other stuff. So anyway, it's a bill. No one's going to know what's in it. Like Nancy Pelosi used to say, you have to pass it to find out what's in it. So. All right, so that's why Grok was trending. We'll put that in the links. Let's get back into some more articles here. Let's see. Let's see here. Kamala Harris's deputy campaign manager just said the quiet part out loud. What is this? Let's read this one. Nothing quite puts the focus on the next election like getting thoroughly spanked in the previous election. But before changes can be made, the losing party must first endure the humiliating process of finger pointing before mistakes can be admitted to and corrected. The Kamala Harris campaign and the DNC are still in the finger pointing stage, and the latest news is pop some corn and slather it in Butterworthy. It's stunning for both what they did say and left unsaid. Before we get to that, just a few quick words on the successful postmortem Donald Trump's team and the RNC performed after the 2020 debacle. Trump spent the 20 campaign season warning us that Democrats were going to try to steal the election. Like you, I waited all summer and fall to see what his stop the steal plan was, but the answer turned out to be not much. Neither the White House nor the RNC seemed prepared for the scope and audacity of what the Democrat media complex was willing to do. The RNC needed a shakeup. It needed fighters at the helm. It did not need more Ronna McDaniel. Getting rid of McDaniel might have been late in coming and initially resisted by the Trump camp for reasons I'll never comprehend, but she was replaced in time by Michael Whatley and Lara Trump. They established an effective Stop the Steal organization at the RNC. They got on top of things quickly and stayed there until the steal was indeed stopped. The result was a lopsided 312 to 226 electoral vote win. It wasn't an easy process, but it was necessary to get and to his credit, Trump did get it done. Now that brings us back to the chaos still emanating from the ruins of the Harris-Walz campaign. Rob Flaherty, Harris's former deputy campaign manager, did an interview with Semaphore's Max Taney that was equal parts brutally honest and obliviousness. After complaining for a while that professional sports have become too right-wing, you mean all the guys doing the Trump dance in the end zone? Flaherty took a more reflective look at the media landscape. It's not as simple as go to Joe Rogan and talk about how great democracy is and the importance of preserving the independence of the DOJ or whatever. You've got to speak their language, Flaherty said. But as long as we seem like the party of the system, the people who are anti-system are looking for anti-systemic media. We're going to have a hard time connecting with them. Flaherty is this close to getting it. In the sense that Flaherty means that it almost didn't matter who the Democratic nominee was, none of them would have been able to put on a convincing performance for Rogan, least of all Harris, because the Democratic media complex is the system. Here's the stunning admission. Flaherty said that the campaign skipped opportunities to talk to the major legacy news outlets because of Harris's extremely limited time and its survey data, which showed that their audiences overwhelmingly supported Harris already. Now, this is talking about not doing like interviews with the New York Times or the Washington Post or whatever. He said, there's just no value with respect to my colleagues in the mainstream press in a general election to speaking to the New York Times or speaking to the Washington Post because those readers are already with us. Now, I'm not sure if you've ever heard a more blatant admission from a Democrat that the mainstream press serves as the Democratic House organ. The point is that maybe Harris's campaign was smart to skip WAPO and the New York Times, but then look at the alternative media outlets Harris did go. Call Her Daddy isn't exactly known for turning out the vote, and Harris had to pay cold hard campaign cash just to appear with Oprah Winfrey, a former TV host who gave up much of her public influence more than a decade ago. Mostly Harris did her best to avoid all media, traditional or alternative. Harris's limited abilities in the DNC's position in the Democrat media complex limited her media choices to the has-beens and the never-will-be's. Much one can hope, like the former candidate herself. No, here's the thing, though. Kamala Harris is already planning her political future. And apparently some people are trying to get her to possibly run for the governor of California. And she's also mulling a 2028 campaign run. I can't imagine what kind of how that would go. We'll see how I don't think she has a shot in hell. In fact, anyone there thinks she has a shot in hell in 28? Here you go. Let me give you, I want you to give me a percentage in the chat. What are the percentage chances that Kamala Harris could win a Democratic primary for the 2028 election for president? Just put a number in the chat. Food for thought. Trump still won after the Dems cheated this year. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, you said that, and I tend to agree in many ways there, Lord Stanhope. All right, let's see. I have time for one more. Let's see what I can do here. Oh boy. This is in Ireland. Oh, there's a couple here. Do I do that? Oh my gosh. By the way, did y'all see that Ketanji Brown Jackson is appeared in a Broadway musical on a reimagined queer Romeo and Juliet? Did you see that? Oh man, it's painful. Did they have video in this one? Oh yeah. Here, let's just put this article up. Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson appeared on stage Saturday in her one-time only debut in Broadway's Juliet, a reimagined queer musical production of Romeo and Juliet. Yes, that's absolutely what we needed, right? That's what we needed. Jackson strutted her stuff, dancing and singing and acting in the production on December 14th at the Stephen Sondheim Theater, becoming the first sitting Supreme Court justice to appear in a Broadway play. Her one-night role, Jackson says, "I think that means that anything is possible." The production posted a video of the event to its Instagram page. Should we watch this? I mean, this is so special. Here's just to give you a snippet.
Female empowerment. Sick. Welcome to the first day of rehearsal.
Okay.
Thank you so.
By the way, I didn't realize how short she is. Hello, Banks. What's up? Less than the percentage of alcohol that's in her favorite wine. Oh, wait. She probably drinks Mad Dog. It's at least 20%. Yeah.
Excited to be here. This has been a dream of mine.
She's like a midget. Here, skip this part. Here she is. Where is it? That's in rehearsals. Here.
I like it too.
I think what I like about it is that I am having a very strongly negative reaction to it. Like I hate it. Which makes me think it must be brilliant.
All right, enough. I don't need to see any more of that. It'll be in the links though if you wanna get a glimpse of that. All right, let's finish up with the 7 worst movies of 2024. I'll put that'll be in the links too. We're not gonna do that one. Let's see. This is the one I wanted to do. So here's what's happening in other parts of the world, and this is very sad. That in some places of the world you cannot express yourselves, and if we don't watch our own P's and Q's in this country, you can start seeing this bullshit here. So apparently 3 people were convicted over premeditated disruption of a drag queen story hour at an Irish public library. An Irish judge convicted 3 people who disrupted a drag queen story hour event in County Kerry of various public disorder offenses, including common assault. The defendants were accused of bursting into the Tralee Library as part of an organized protest to disrupt the controversial events hosted by Kingdom Pride in July 2023. Prosecutors told the court that a security guard and several organizers were allegedly verbally and physically accosted when protesters barged into the room and began live streaming. Additionally, it was alleged that adult volunteers at the event were referred to as absolute creatures and prostitutes. So let's see if this is
hiding behind the umbrellas.
So this is them apparently crashing this event, or trying to crash the event.
They're absolute. Look at them. They're like flies. Wow, I've never seen. Why is it being hidden away, lads? I don't understand.
Why are you hiding it, lads? That's a good question. That's a very good question, lads.
Are those Teletubbies?
Like for a public library to be hiding.
Well, anyway, so Tralee District Court Judge Waters described the incident as a premeditated disruption, claiming that the defendants traveled to the event with the intent to recklessly breach the peace. The court was informed that the event organizers had to place children in the corner of the room and use umbrellas to protect them from protesters and from being recorded. Ross Lehi, 45 of Cork, was convicted of assaulting a library security guard, a woman, a man, and a male photographer. He was convicted on all 4 assault charges, contrary to Section 2 of the Non-Fatal Offences Against Persons Act. Lahive, a former Irish People's Party candidate, denied the allegations, but Judge Waters said there is clear evidence in relation to all 4 assaults. The judge said it was beyond any doubt whatsoever that Lahive breached public order. He detailed. So I'm trying to figure out if they have been sentenced yet. So they list the 4 people who they are sentencing, but it doesn't say where we're sentencing them. So apparently you cannot protest a drag queen story hour in Ireland. Now, if they had an event that was a non-public event that they rented out the place, whatever, even though I think drag queen story hours are really just it's a strange thing to do. Why do you need access to kids? I don't get it, but that's what they're doing. But, if they've crashed a private event, I suppose, but was the event open to the public? Who knows? Let's see. Is there anything else in here? I do have a couple more minutes. Let's see. Oh. Where is it? Nope, those are just... Oh. Okay, wait a minute. Here's a story on gifts that Joe Biden gave to... Where is it? Hang on a second. All right, here. This is interesting. A $2,000 soccer ball for Hamas, friendly cutter, and a $1,500. Okay, here it is. A $1,962 soccer ball for Hamas ally Qatar. A $1,557 bowl for Chinese Communist Party General Secretary Xi Jinping. a $2,310 hand-blown glass vase for Cambodian dictator Hun Sen. These are just some of the taxpayer-funded gifts the Biden-Harris administration awarded to foreign dictators, human rights abusers, and anti-American world leaders, financial disclosure forms reviewed by the Washington Free Beacon show. The administration doled out gifts from October 2022 to September 2023 as President Joe Biden and his top cabinet members traveled the globe for diplomatic powwows. While it is customary for U.S. officials to present foreign leaders with gifts as a sign of goodwill, the Biden-Harris administration spent liberally on presents for some of the globe's foremost human rights abusers. For China's Xi, for example, he received a $1,557 custom glass bowl during Biden's travel in that. Okay, that doesn't seem like a lot, but maybe it should come out of Biden's pocket because he's got a little extra cash when he gets 10% for the big guy. So according to a non-public financial disclosure forms submitted to Congress this month and reviewed by the Free Beacon, the lavish bowl was packaged in a Navy gift box and included hand-painted White House wood. I don't know what that means. When Secretary of State Anthony Blinken traveled to China in June 2023, he presented then Foreign Affairs Minister Qin Gang with a pewter tea set worth $1,345. The State Department sought special permission to purchase the gift because it exceeded the internal limit of $1,200 set under federal guidelines. Well, why are they going over the limit? You could find something really nice for $1,200, including tax. During the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, meanwhile, Biden presented the Gulf states Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani with a $1,962 custom leather presidential soccer ball. The souvenir included the seal and signature of the President of the United States and was bestowed in a custom leather presentation box with inscription. Biden presented Al-Thani with the ball as Qatar faced enormous international pressure over mass human rights abuses in the lead up to the World Cup Games, which took place in stadiums built largely using forced labor. That's a dandy way of saying slavery. From foreign workers. Qatar also remains one of Hamas's top backers, supporting the terror group financially and providing its remaining leaders safe haven in Doha. Jordan's anti-Israel regime, led by King Abdullah II bin Hussein, received upwards of $10,000 in gifts during multiple visits with Biden and his wife Jill. During the February 2023 visit to the United States, for example, the administration gifted Al-Hussein a ship bells double clock, whatever that means, that featured the president's signature and was valued at $1,912. He also received a $1,129 custom hand-blown green glass bowl. Whatever it was, like a bowl for a bong. Anyway, for his son Hunter, of course. So anyway, it's just that's got to be in the presidential budget, but still, it just seems silly. All right, I'm going to, because I don't have a whole lot in the links today, I'm going to drop the link to my favorite aggregator, JJ Sefton from the Ace of Spades. But that's all I'm doing today, guys. Got to be on time today, so can't stay late. Plus, I don't have a lot of extra stuff to do. So all I can do is drop some links into the chat, which I'm about to do. Before I get rid of that, and I got to get rid of. Oh, I don't need to vote no twice. Hang on, I might have. And do I have a grok one? There we go. All right, here we go. All right, so there's today's links, stuff we talked about, and a few that we didn't. Here are the links. There you go. That's it. I got to go. Thanks, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow on my normal time. Got to go. My name is P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Love you. See ya. Ciao. Hasta luego. And all that stuff. Bye. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.